I'm starting my journey here in South Tyrol, a small region on the border of Austria and Italy, nestled in the Alps.
The question of what to do with fascist architecture is particularly contentious here in South Tyrol, not least because of its very unique history.
Here, the architecture is a reminder of deep historical divisions which continue to plague the present. The originally Austrian region was annexed by Italy after the First World War. Fascist leader Benito Mussolini implemented a plan to Italianize South Tyrol, and German speakers were stripped of many of their rights. At the heart of his efforts was this arch, built at the personal request of Mussolini himself. It embodies the ideals of fascist architecture: oversized, grand, imposing, and what to do with this controversial arch today continues to divide the people of this town.
When you have contentious architecture, you have to handle it. And there were, in our region, there were very different opinions how to deal with it. There were a lot of people who said we should just wreck it, to put it down, because this was this fascist symbol. But we have a community, Italian-speaking community. For them, or for some of them, this was part, or is part, of their identity.
I've come here to see Bolzano's Victory Arch for myself. I was joined by Cristian Kollmann, a member of the South Tyrolean Freedom Party. They say the arch glorifies fascism.
Every time we pass here, we are forcibly reminded of the fascist ideology and of the conquest of South Tyrol by Italy. And we say fascism should not be glorified on the surface. It should be, let's say, banned into the cellar or into a museum.
Taxpayers' money is being used to renovate these monuments, something that Cristian Kollmann has campaigned against.
Bozen has a majority of 70% of Italians, and the majority of these Italian citizens are still not able to distance themselves from fascism, from the fascist ideology. They tend to reinterpret fascism as a cultural enrichment.
He wants to see fascist sculptures here moved, a request the council dismissed, saying they had artistic and cultural value.
Speaking to Cristian Kollmann, it's pretty clear that the architectural legacy of fascism here in Bolzano is still very raw. Just above us is the Victory Arch, which stands at the center of the square. It's just been renovated. It really has center stage in this town, and below it, in this cellar, slightly hidden away to be fair, is the Dokumentation Center, which offers the historical background to it. But you can see why, to him, as someone from the German-speaking minority here, it feels like the monuments to fascism continue to celebrate that ideology at a time where his identity, or the identity that he represents, is still struggling to be recognized.
The South Tyrol authorities face a very current challenge. Here, the legacy of these buildings continues to stoke political tensions, and that's proved complicated in a region that has seen a recent rise of neo-fascist parties. But preserving the region's Italian history does mean preserving the fascist architecture.